You've probably seen this meme. It's shaped like a bell curve. There are 3 people on it. One on the left, one in the middle, one on the right. The left guy says something simple, kind of dumb, but confident. The middle guy overthinks it, adds a bunch of nuance, uses big words, looks stressed. And the guy on the right, he says the same thing the first guy said, but now it sounds deep, or wise, or ironic. That's the whole joke. It's called the IQ bell curve meme, and it keeps showing up everywhere. Philosophy debates, internet arguments, Reddit threads, even memes about fast food. It works because people like to feel smart, especially online. And this meme gives you 3 options. You can be the simple idiot, the insecure overthinker, or the enlightened genius who came full circle. Guess which one people think they are? Yeah, everyone picks the one on the right. Nobody sees themselves as the middle guy, the one trying way too hard to explain something nobody asked for. But if you're watching a video that analyzes this meme, or worse, making it, you're probably that guy. We are. This is textbook midwit behavior. But maybe that's fine, because the meme, dumb as it looks, actually says something smart. It asks questions. Why do simple answers sometimes feel more true than complex ones? Why does being kinda smart feel harder than being very smart? Or not smart at all? And why do we love mocking people who overthink, while constantly overthinking everything? That's what this video is about. We're in the middle now. Number 4. Use pretending otherwise. Let's break it down. Let's take another look at the meme. 3 people, 1 topic. To agree, 1 disagrees. But it's not about who's right. It's about how each brain got there. Take something spicy like, school is a waste of time. The guy on the left says it because, well, he hated school, didn't get good grades, doesn't trust smart people. He thinks it's all a scam, and that's that. No deeper thought, just a gut reaction. The guy on the right also says school is a waste of time, but not because he's anti-intellectual. He might have a PhD. He's read about the industrial model of education, the Prussian roots of schooling, the stifling of creativity. He understands the system deeply and rejects it consciously. Then there's the guy in the middle. He's spent years inside the system, believes in the value of credentials, thinks reform is better than rejection, and he's deeply skeptical of anyone who calls school a waste, especially if they're wearing sunglasses in a meme dot. This is the real joke of the meme. The 2 people on the edges agree on the conclusion, but they got there from opposite ends of the galaxy. One fell into it, the other circled back to it after seeing the whole map. The middle guy never left the maze, and it's not just school. You see it everywhere. Modern art is bad. Democracy doesn't work. Mainstream media lies. In every case, the left agrees for basic, often reactionary reasons. The right agrees, but after reading 15 books and probably the middle disagrees, because to him, the nuance matters more than the gut feeling. And here's where things get uncomfortable. Sometimes the guy on the left is wrong for the right reason. Sometimes the guy on the right is right for the wrong reason. And the guy in the middle, he might be correct, but paralyzed by nuance. This isn't just about IQ, it's about how people think. Some skip details, some drown in them, some see through them, and in the end, they all land in different places, or, weirdly, the same place, for completely different reasons. That's what gives the meme its edge. It makes you ask, Am I on the left because I don't know better? Am I in the middle because I think I know better? Or am I on the right because I stopped caring about sounding smart? Let's be real. The IQ bell curve meme isn't just a joke. It's a weapon. People don't post it to be funny. They post it to win. Specifically, to make fun of the middle guy, the so-called midwit. He's the symbol of mainstream opinions, safe takes, and intellectual overcomplication. He reads a few books, watches a few lectures, and suddenly thinks he's cracked the code. But the meme says, nope, you're the dumbest one here. Here's how the weapon works. You say something controversial, something that breaks the rules. And when people push back, you drop the meme. You slap their argument in the middle. Then you put yourself on the right. Instant genius. No debate needed. You've now won the conversation. Because look, even the 80 IQ guy agrees with you. It's genius, honestly. Terrible, but genius. The danger is that it flattens every discussion. You turn disagreement into proof that someone's a midwit. You pretend simple answers are always smarter. You mock complexity as if it's just mental clutter. And yeah, sometimes complexity is mental clutter. But sometimes it's the difference between truth and bullshit. The meme doesn't care. It doesn't do nuance. It just says, if you disagree with me, you're not enlightened. You're just stuck in the middle. And the irony, a lot of people who use this meme to feel smart are actually midwits themselves. They just memorized a new shape. Let's talk about what the meme gets right and why people love using it. It captures something real, that looking smart and being smart are not always the same thing. The middle guy, the so-called midwit, is obsessed with sounding intelligent. He uses big words, cites studies throws around academic terms to signal, I know things. But sometimes, it's just performance. A theater of intelligence. He's not trying to find truth. He's trying to win points. Meanwhile, the guy on the right, he's already been there. He's done the reading. He's seen the theories. And he's realized most of it is fluff. He's not trying to look smart. He just says what he thinks. And the guy on the left, well, he says the same thing, but out of ignorance, not insight. That's the punchline of the meme. Two people reach the same conclusion, for completely opposite reasons. The real burn here is that the middle guy thinks he's above both of them, but the meme flips that. It says, no, you're not enlightened. You're just stuck in the overthinking phase. That's the insult. That's why the meme hits. And maybe that's why people love using it. It lets them pretend they're hot. Take is secretly wise. Like they've moved beyond debate, when in reality, they might have just skipped the hard part, thinking deeply. Here's something funny. We don't usually think of simplicity as a flex. It's not flashy. It doesn't sound impressive. It doesn't win debates or go viral on philosophy Twitter. But in the IQ bell curve meme, simplicity is the flex. It's the joke, the punchline, and the mic drop, all in one. Think about it. The fool on the left says the same thing as the genius on the right. Maybe it's government bad, or just touch grass, or math is made up. And the midwit in the middle, he panics. Wait, it's more complicated than that. Then he writes a 20-page response full of charts, citations, and counterpoints. Meanwhile, the left and right are already halfway to the exit. This isn't about IQ, it's about how people carry their thoughts. Some people need to sound smart to feel smart. Others are okay sounding dumb if it means being real. And that's why simplicity becomes this weird kind of power move. Not because it's shallow, but because it's confident. It doesn't need to explain itself. It doesn't need to win. You over it just is. Now, let's be clear. Not everything can be reduced to a slogan. Not every problem has a simple solution. And not every genius talks like a caveman. But when the meme puts the same idea in the mouths of the left and right extremes, it's not saying they're equally dumb. It's saying something way more insulting, that the middle guy is trying so hard to rise above. He completely missed the point. In fact, that's what makes the meme sting. It doesn't just poke fun at midwits. It reminds us that sometimes complexity isn't a sign of depth. It's a sign of fear. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear of being wrong. Fear of not being taken seriously, so we overthink, overtalk, and overcomplicate, just to avoid saying the simple truth. And that's where the meme hits hard. Because when the dust settles, a simple, honest thought often holds more weight than 1,000 clever ones built on ego. Sometimes the middle isn't a trap. Sometimes it's the best place to be. You've already done the hard work. You've read the articles. You've chased the footnotes. You've argued every side. And now, you're here, halfway between clueless and all-knowing. Here's the secret. That position is powerful. It means you see both ends of the argument. You know the simple truth. You know the complicated mess. Most people never get that far. So instead of hating the middle, own it. Lean into your overthinking. Turn it into a skill. Use it to spot weak claims before they spread. Connect dots no one else even noticed. Ask the questions that experts forgot to ask. Yes, it can feel exhausting, but it also makes you a better thinker. Because while fools and geniuses sleep on the surface or the heights, you're doing the real work in the trenches. And here's the bonus. Owning the middle means owning your doubts. You stop worrying about looking dumb. You accept that every insight has blind spots. You embrace the questions instead of pretending to have all the answers. That's the real flex of the midwit. Not looking dumb, not pretending to know everything, but being curious enough to stay in the fight. So next time you catch yourself overanalyzing, smile. You're exactly where you need to be. And that's something neither the fool nor the genius can claim. We love jokes, but we love ruining them even more. This video is proof. A 3-panel meme turned into a 9-part deep dive. If that isn't midwit energy, I don't know what is. We rip apart every punchline. We chase every implication. We build footnotes for simple jokes. And yet, we can't stop. Why? Because the moment you overanalyze a joke, you feel clever. It's a tiny power trip. You've cracked the code. You're the only one who sees the hidden meaning, and that keeps you coming back to another meme, to another thread, to another video. But here's a little secret. Sometimes the best response to a meme is to laugh and move on, to close the tab, to take a break from being right, to let the joke just be a joke. That's the ultimate flex. Not overthinking it, not turning it into a thesis, but knowing when to drop the mic without saying a word. So, go ahead, analyze this video, post a comment, share your hot take, or don't. Maybe just enjoy the joke. Either way, you've already done the real work. You've made it this far, and that's enough. Alright, let's wrap this up. This meme is simple. It's just a bell curve and 3 takes. Yet here we are, 9 parts deep. The joke is that 2 people agree, and 1 is lost in the weeds. But the real punchline is on us. We perform intelligence. We weaponize simplicity. And sometimes, we even learn something. So what did we discover? Simplicity can be a power move. Complexity can be a comfort zone. The middle is where the real work happens. But also, overanalysis is midwit energy, and that's okay. Next time you see the IQ bell curve meme, remember, it's not just poking fun at others. It's holding a mirror up to everyone, especially you. Maybe the smartest thing you can do is laugh. Or maybe it's to take a step back. Or maybe it's to keep asking questions. Either way, this video is proof. A joke that thinks back can teach you more than 1,000 hot takes. Thanks for sticking around. Now go ahead, like it, share it, debate it, or just close the tab and move on. Your call.